Welcome to the iNurture videos.
Hello and welcome to iNurture video on process creation in Unix. After watching this video, you will be able to explain process creation in Unix, signal mechanism in Unix, and termination of process in Unix. Whenever a program starts its execution, a process is born, and as soon as the program terminates, the process dies. The kernel is responsible for management of process. It is responsible for creation and termination of a process. Time and resources reserved for a process handle priorities when multiple processes are executing at the same time and sharing the CPU. There are two important attributes of a process as process ID, that is PID, and parent PID, that is PPID. A new process can be created using fork system call. The mechanism of creating a process is divided in three phases that uses three system calls as fork, exec, and wait. The fork system call is used to create a new process. The process that calls fork is called the parent process, and the new created process is known as child process. As a result of fork system call, a new child process is created. To run a new program under fork child, it is required to override its own image with code and data of new program. This can be achieved by using exec system call. As the result of this system call, the child process executes a new program, rather than just duplicating the task of parent process. After using exec system call that allow execution of a new program in child process, the parent waits for the child process to complete. For this purpose, wait system call is used by the parent process. Wait system call catches the exact status of the child process and then continues its function. Let's now understand about signals. The Unix system requires to communicate the occurrence of the event to a process. A signal is a mechanism used by the kernel to communicate the occurrence of the event to a process. Generally, a process responds when it terminates. However, there are other actions that a process can take. A signal is identified by an integer and its symbolic name. The action that a signal will take is known as its disposition. If a program receives a signal, it can do three things as: number 1, ignore the signal; number 2, terminate the process; or number 3, stop the process. A process is terminated by using exit system call. The exit system call returns the status to the parent process. The reasons why a system is terminated can be several. A process terminates at the end of a program where you have not used an explicit exit or return call. It can also terminate by using return statement explicitly in main program or by using exit function or exit system call anywhere in the program. Let us now see what are PID and PPID. PID is process ID. When a process is created, kernel allocates a unique integer to a process which is known as process ID, that is PID. This PID is used by kernel to control a process. PPID is parent process ID. Like files, each process has a parent. Parent is also a process. A process born from a parent process is known as child process. The PID of the parent process is one of the important process attributes. The shell provides a user an environment where he can run commands, programs, and shell scripts. Let us now see what is shell scripting. Sometimes it is required to execute a group of commands. This group of commands should be stored in a file, and this file can be executed as shell script. Shell scripts use .sh extension, which is not mandatory. A shell script can include conditional tests, loops, instructions to read and store data, and variables to read and store data, etc. A shell script can also include functions. In this video, we have learned about process creation in Unix. We also understood attributes of process, signal mechanism, and termination of process in Unix.